Well, the YouTube tips are here with the little old story I like to go over once again with and give my thoughts and theories on this. And this is mind blowing in its own self. And of course, I didn't hear about this. I used to always, back in the 80s, I'd be hearing about Charlie Manson getting parole. And when I did watch the Helter Skelter movie and seeing what this sick son of a bitch did, you know, yes, the thing I do remember the most out of that story is, Charlie Manson wanted to join the Beach Boys. But due to his, I would say and honestly say, being a music man myself and growing up in them times of the 70s and listening to music, I did get to hear, of course, on the Spaghetti Incident, I believe it was, by Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose was famous of wearing Charlie Manson shirts. Now, whether or not the Beach Boys would have gave him a cut deal in the band, they, you gotta remember one thing. The Beach Boys weren't about what Charlie was about. And that's where I was going with this, is that being a music person myself and knowing all kinds of genders of music and listening to Charlie's music, especially I watched the Sharon Tate movie with Hilary Duff, like I said. She did a great performance of portraying that woman, even though she ain't a big actress or anything, but in the simple fact that, God damn it, Ted, you just had to do that now. I got the cemetery people over here, and my dog got a door number 2, and I didn't bring a bag. Shit, I forgot my bag. But anyways, as I was saying, the music that Charlie made was definitely not the style and performance of what the Beach Boys made. And I can see why they turned him down. And just by listening to and of course, Charlie Manson's songs, and the ones I did hear were very, he was just strange. You could tell he was strange. But for him not getting cut a record deal, hey, he should have done it a different way, And I believe that's if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the reason why he started this whole friggin' banshee, wild screaming banshee bullshit story. Is because they wouldn't let him play or wouldn't give him a deal or even let him get stepped into a studio. Don't get me wrong, he had some potential. And then finding out his life in the beginning as being raped as a boy, it only explains why that guy went on a mass frickin' murder, is right. And then have everybody follow him because he thinks he's Jesus Christ. And now I'm the devil. He's just a frickin' moron. Straight up. But, that's what I got from the story when I was younger. That, right, Beach Boys wouldn't let him play. Wouldn't let him join the band. So he went on this reckless, friggin' racist riot he made. And, it just wasn't the type of music. And he couldn't take that. And for what he did to Sharon Tate, and that's another thing I didn't know, is that it was leaving tapes of music or recordings or whatever and doing that subliminal message thing back in the day that was so popular when you, turn the record backwards on this music, you hear the signs of the devil. Oh my God. You know what? Even though they made music back then, right, to scare you, Even the mighty Black Sabbath only made music. You know, at first I was naive and kind of dumb, but I learned, and I had to sit there and listen to the lyrics, of course, to sit there and say, what the hell? Alright, that's supposed to be the scariest band in the world, man, with the devil and da-da-da, and they're talking about devil falling in love. And they're talking about, you know, just things in life that was happening all around, and then it was like it kicked in. I was like, you dumbass. This is all about music, about telling a tale about life, especially the mighty war pigs. Talking about the politicians, that's right, using the people as pawns. But of course, I was young back then, and I didn't understand. When I did understand, I was like, oh boy. And I'm the first to admit, you know, I wouldn't sit there and say, oh, I knew all along. I'm gonna be honest. I thought they were really here to, you know, sing about the devil. But whatever, you know. Kids think, and at least I adjusted myself from that. At least I made myself, you know, aware of what they were really singing about. Not this devil-worshipping bullshit that friggin' Mr. Manson claims he was. But, not only that, man, in this story, and to find out that Sharon Tate, wow, knew what was gonna happen. And here's a person that had psychic abilities, but didn't know enough to use them, and and even let alone know what the hell they were for. I mean, I'm still waiting for my demise to happen, because I did have a dream of my own death. And I don't know if it hasn't happened yet, but, you know, really realizing what happened to Sharon Tate, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens to me. And my dream was, if anybody hasn't gone back to my strange dream stories that I reveal that I've had, you know, as a youngin', all the way up and through my, you know, all the way up till now. I still have some weird effing dreams, but they're getting more productive than ways. But my death, oh yeah, that's right. I was coming off a friggin' train somewhere, and it did kind of look like the scene where in the first movie of Chucky came out, and the setting where the guy runs into the building, where, you know, the kid runs in the building, and Chucky blows up his friend that's there, and it kind of looked like that, but it wasn't. But I remember, you know, if anybody hasn't heard that story yet, you know, and then I seen two guys get off a train, and then they were running up from the train as I'm walking to wherever my destination was. But finally they got up to me, pull out a friggin' gun, and I'm like, of course, gonna try and defend myself, but I get shot. Boom! Fall to the ground, and then, you know, I friggin' feel the blood rushing on my head. And then I started seeing the white light, but the white light reversed itself and it started to get black. And then all of a sudden there's a graveyard hole, and I'm laying in it, and I see all these heads sticking around the hole. They're all shadowy, but I couldn't figure out who they were, but, you know. But that was my death. That was my murder. And for it to happen, oh man. Like I say, I definitely am prepared with things in life. But if that ever happens, whew, I better make sure that I'm ready to be prepared to be trying to dodge bullets. But hey, it could happen, and I believe it. Excuse me. Because this woman did it, and who knows what her psychic abilities were. I mean, at the time, and there's a game I showed in one of my videos, of course, that Sharon Tate was playing. And just because of the Ouija board, you know, being a little realistic with things. And I do believe that thing works. This was a so-called, I showed it in one of my videos, the fortune-telling game. And I have no reason in my mind not to believe that game. But, damn it. Sorry, I didn't have my coffee yet. But to see this happen and in the movie with Hilary Duff, you know, they make it look like they make this whole horrific story turn into a hero story. But at the end it all folds out and Hilary Duff don't get to go forth with her friends. She is forced to turn back around in the movie and go back, you know, and go back because she's dead. But it would have been nice to see that unfold the way it did in the movie, like to anybody. You know, it would be nice to see that kind of stuff really happen. People come out, you know, triumphant from these pieces of shit that like to come around and kill. Rabbit man, you be good. The rabbit man's out, jumping in the bushes at me. What the Hey, yeah. Gotta make sure I talk nice to it so it don't hurt itself. Trying to run up a goddamn hill. But anyways, you know, when stuff like this happens, I advise anybody to really pay attention to your dreams. And I say it all the time. Document your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Because they are real. And this right here is friggin' brings out only the truth. That these psychic powers and stuff like this, dreaming of the man that came to her room and seen him. I mean, and no one believed her. And you know what sucks about back in these days? When you talked about ghosts, when you talked about them damn situations like this, people think you're freaking crazy. You're crazy. That's right. And that's what put a lot of people, that's what I think my grandmother went to the asylum because she used to talk to herself. But I believe she was talking to ghosts only because of what I get to see and what I do and what I catch. And that only explains why my grandmother went to the nut house. And sit there back then, you're sitting there talking to ghosts and you're getting put away. So, with that being said, and back then they didn't have the understandings as we do now, because now you got all these cameras. Now you got everything really stepping forward and in the truth. You know, you're still going to get your skepticals. You're still going to get your fake ghost hunters doing all that dumb fake crap. But at least here, on Tear for Sight, I bring the truth. And I bring belief. Because you can't fake my stuff. I don't have all this multi-million-dollar equipment to edit my videos. I record, I check my footage, I upload video. That's it. Especially with my 4K camera. And what I've caught so far, I can't edit that shit. I ain't got no computer. I check it off a phone to make it look legit. And of course it sucks in ways because I cannot, you know, get good audio. But the last thing I caught at Painted Post let me out. That was the best damn audio I caught, you know, from any of my videos. Even though I have talking on my videos, but it's very, whether or not they couldn't get through or channeled right, but you can hear it. but not as clear as day as that one. So, I mean, with that being said, I'm trying to get my stuff to the right people. And, but, you know, it's tough. Very tough. But anyways, to Sharon Tate, you know, this is only possibilities of belief that you cannot fake. And because of the times, 1969, of course, everybody's gonna, you're fucking crazy. And she was pregnant. So, yeah, they threw that in there. You're pregnant and overstressed having your first kid. Now, I don't know anybody in their right mind is gonna overstress of, you know, someone to kill me and kill us and, you know, come on. Unless someone was having dreams like Sharon Tate like this, then all right then. All right. Then they you know, they ain't nothing about friggin' stress or anything that can bring forth a proposition like this. Bring forth the prophecies of your own fate. And it's just ludicrous for them for no one to friggin' not listen to her. Especially when the guy keeps coming to the friggin' house. What he did was scope the house out while in there, because they did show the two of his girls that killed in that murder was walking by them, Sharon Tate and her friend, and giving her that weird, eerie, freaky look. Like they had hanging around with Mr. Manson. So, that being said, everybody should have just listened to this. Only because Mr. Manson wasn't well known. And that, of course, who would want to make him well known? You listen to his music. I mean, don't get me wrong, his music was pretty good. And it could have been in right of his own music. And I think if he would have got a record deal or something, hell, probably wouldn't have turned out the way he did. But on the other hand, his music was friggin'. And when they played, and I'm assuming it was the original audio with his music that he wrote, and he got the Helter Skelter in there playing it friggin' backwards or somehow. Because they made the music, you know, it was demented. And you watch that movie, and I recommend anybody to watch it. The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Yeah, oh man. You're going to see right then and there that Manson was deranged. He had some highly bad issues. And right when he got turned down from that trying the music scene, yeah, twisted his mind and he got pissed off and did everything what he should have not done. I mean, even if they didn't want him to join the band, they could have at least sent it to a record person. You know, come on, you're the Beach Boys. You would have prevented all this. But how about we just send you to the record and let the record people say, hey, if he's good or not good. That's what I would have done. Because if he was trying that desperately to get into Beach Boys, man, yeah, you gotta set something off for someone so they don't set off. And that's it, man. I would have done it different. I would have tried to prevent all this, but it didn't go that way. A lot of innocent lives died, especially not even a newborn baby. Like the Cablanca, I can't remember the other name, but, you know, all these popular people. And what it is, too, you know, is when you get up in that stage of being rich, and being, you know, all high and mighty, and someone gets in through the door, and I can say this from experience. It does suck when you get turned down, but you're standing right there thinking you're going to get that special opportunity, but it went the wrong way. So, but I do believe all in all this, anybody who just don't believe in the supernatural, you should believe now with this story. Especially when I'm telling it to you. Because we both have some psychic abilities. She didn't know how to use them. I'm just now starting to learn. And I still got a lot more to do. But at least now I'm getting communication. And that's all that matters. But in Sharon Tate's story, sad situation had to happen. Very traumatizing, terrifying situation. But we gotta learn from the past to make a better future. And ghost is something you should believe in. Because when the time is right, they can tell you the right things that are gonna happen. And I'm for damn sure it was a ghost that was telling Sharon Tate to beware. Beware. Supernatural stuff protecting you. So believe. Gotta stop believing, folks. Gotta stop believing, especially groundbreaking stories like this. Till the next video, be safe, take care, and always, once again, believe. Out.